Are weeds useless in the garden? No, sometimes they are even more valuable than the fertilizer you buy at the store. Some types of weeds have the ability to accumulate large amounts of nitrogen, potassium, calcium, and trace elements in their leaves and stem. When brewed into compost tea, they become one of the most powerful natural nutrient sources for crops. And in today's video, we will explore 7 native weeds that create the most nutrient-dense organic compost tea. Every week, I share grounded insights on organic gardening and intentional living. Hit subscribe to ensure you're getting authentic, earth-first advice you can actually trust, straight to your feed. First, stinging nettle. Renowned as the most powerful liquid fertilizer in nature, stinging nettle is not merely a weed, but a factory that produces exceptionally high levels of nitrogen alongside essential minerals such as potassium, calcium, magnesium, and iron. Thanks to its dynamic root system, the nettle absorbs minerals and synthesizes them into organic compounds within its leaf tissue. During the fermentation process, the cells break down, releasing amino acids and stimulating chlorophyll production. This results in deep green, glossy foliage and an incredible optimization of the photosynthesis process. You must harvest the stems and leaves using protective gloves, as its stinging hairs contain formic acid that causes a very uncomfortable burning sensation. Afterward, soak them in rainwater for about 2 weeks until the mixture turns dark and develops a characteristically pungent odor. Then dilute it at a ratio of 1:10 for root drenching or 1:20 for foliar spraying. However, one important note is to avoid using nettle tea during the late flowering stage, as the excessively high nitrogen content can cause the plant to focus solely on leaf growth and delay fruit development. Second, comfrey. If nettle is the king of nitrogen, then comfrey is the queen of potassium, thanks to a root system that reaches down 2 to 3 meters to mine precious minerals from the deep rocky subsoil. Comfrey tea is not only rich in potassium, but also contains phosphorus, calcium, and natural growth hormones, acting as a key transporter for sugar and water that results in sweeter fruits, larger flowers, and enhanced drought resistance. Rather than standard steeping, you can apply a dry rot process by compressing the leaves in a plastic tube with a drainage hole to collect a thick black liquid known as the black gold of the garden. With a dilution ratio of 1:15 or 1:20, this essence serves as a premium nutrient source specifically for tomatoes, peppers, and fruiting plants during their harvest season. Third, dandelion. Often dismissed as a lawn invader, the dandelion is actually a versatile mineral pump that accumulates high concentrations of potassium, calcium, magnesium, and iron. Its most unique feature lies in its root system, which is rich in silica and compounds that stimulate the growth of mycorrhizal fungi, thereby improving soil structure and enhancing plant resilience against environmental temperature shocks. For maximum effectiveness, you should chop both the roots and leaves before soaking them in water for about 7 days to release all the nutrients. Dandelion tea acts as a weekly multivitamin supplement, ensuring your vegetable garden not only stays lush and green, but also develops a robust root system and stable soil foundation. Fourth, horsetail. Horsetail is one of the oldest plants on the planet, and its strength lies not in conventional NPK values, but in a protective structure derived from extremely high silica (Si) content. When extracted and applied, silica penetrates the plant cell walls, creating a rigid membrane akin to iron armor that prevents the infiltration of fungal spores such as powdery mildew and rust, while posing a significant challenge to sap-sucking insects. Unlike other herbal teas, the silica in horsetail requires heat to be released. Therefore, you must boil the dried herb for 20 to 30 minutes, let it cool, and allow it to steep for an additional 24 hours before use. Dilute this solution at a ratio of 1:10. When sprayed onto leaves, it permeates the cell walls to form a sturdy mineral layer. Fifth, chickweed. Chickweed is a succulent plant with a soft tissue structure that allows minerals such as potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, and zinc to be released after only 3 to 5 days of soaking in water. Its rapid decomposition makes it ideal for an emergency tea to reduce transplant shock and help weak plants root faster. In addition to making nutrient tea, you can use chickweed as a fresh mulch directly at the base of your plants, where it will melt and seep into the soil after just a few sunny days, providing a timely source of micronutrients without the need for traditional composting. Sixth, plantain. Plantain often appears in compacted soils and acts as a healer for the soil ecosystem due to its ability to accumulate calcium, magnesium, sulfur, and B-complex vitamins. Tea made from plantain not only supplements secondary nutrients, but also helps balance pH levels and improves the microbial environment around the root zone, creating conditions for sustainable plant growth. Steep chopped plantain and dandelion leaves together for a nutrient-rich tea packed with trace elements, which helps crops strengthen their natural immune systems and combat diseases related to root rot or root suffocation caused by harsh soil environments. Finally, clover. Clover possesses the remarkable ability to synergize with bacteria to fix nitrogen directly from the air into plant tissues in the form of plant protein. Rather than using it solely as a ground cover, harvesting clover to create green manure tea is an excellent solution for obtaining an organic, nitrogen-rich solution that is perfectly suited for leafy greens such as lettuce. By soaking fresh clover in water for approximately 10 days, you will produce a gentle and effective source of liquid nitrogen that not only helps save on chemical fertilizer costs, but also maintains the long-term fertility of your garden if you know to leave a portion of the clover to attract pollinators and keep nitrogen in the soil. Making your own liquid fertilizer at home is excellent, but if performed with incorrect techniques, you may inadvertently cause harm to your garden. One of the most common mistakes is using tap water directly from the faucet to soak the weeds, which unintentionally turns tonic into toxin. Chlorine in tap water is a powerful disinfectant that kills the entire system of beneficial microbes responsible for decomposing organic matter. To fix this, prioritize using rainwater, or if you must use tap water, leave it in an open bucket for at least 24 hours to allow the chlorine to evaporate completely. The second error lies in how the tea barrel is maintained during fermentation. If you seal the lid too tightly and neglect to stir it, you are creating an extreme anaerobic environment that allows harmful bacteria to flourish. As a consequence, the tea barrel will emit a foul stench like a sewer, while producing toxic organic acids that can damage the sensitive root systems of your plants. Furthermore, many people, driven by the desire for more nutrients, pour the undiluted liquid directly onto the base of the plants. But this is the fastest way to kill off your vegetable garden. The golden rule for protecting your crops is to always adhere to a dilution ratio of at least 1:10 for soil drenching and 1:20 for foliar spraying, allowing the plants to absorb nutrients gradually and safely. Besides the steeping technique, the timing of the weed harvest also determines whether your garden will be invaded or not. A seemingly minor technical error with long-lasting consequences is harvesting weeds when they are old and have begun to set seeds to make tea. You should know that weed seeds are incredibly resilient, and a standard soaking process cannot destroy them, resulting in you inadvertently sowing thousands of weed seeds throughout the garden every time you water with the tea. To avoid this backfire scenario, always harvest the lush green stems and leaves of the weeds before they have a chance to flower, ensuring your tea contains only nutrients rather than pathogens or foreign seeds. Finally, take note of the expiration date of this nutritional tea. Do not mistakenly believe that weed tea gets better the longer it sits like wine. In reality, once the fermentation process is complete and the bubbles stop rising, the density of beneficial microorganisms gradually decreases over time. The golden window to use weed tea is within 3 to 5 days after fermentation finishes, as this is when the tea reaches its peak in both nutrient content and microbial activity, helping your plants achieve their strongest growth spurt. In addition to following proper brewing techniques, you must prioritize safety for yourself and your garden's ecosystem. Always remember that this is tea specifically for plants, not herbal tea for human consumption. You must never taste it or share your plant brewing equipment with your family's kitchen utensil. You should place the brewing container in a well-ventilated corner of the garden, safely out of reach of children and pets, to avoid hygiene risks or accidental ingestion before the tea has been diluted. Regarding teas that require boiling, such as horsetail, ensure the solution has cooled completely before diluting and watering. High temperatures will cause heat shock to your plants and destroy the beneficial microorganisms already present in the soil. Every weed you see in your garden carries its own unique set of minerals. By correctly understanding the mechanisms and avoiding basic technical errors, you will create a powerful internal resource that keeps your garden lush and sustainable. Thank you for watching the entire video. Please share this if you found what I just shared helpful. Goodbye, and I will see you in the next videos.